balloons registered across the United States. Welcome to the Fort Worth International Balloon Rodeo. My name is Glenn Moyer. I'm the editor of Balloon Life magazine, and I'll also be the public address announcer for this weekend's event. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to Fort Worth and the first, what we hope will become annual Fort Worth International Balloon Rodeo. We've got a group of about 65 odd pilots here. We owe our weekend here, of course, to there's always an organizer behind the scenes who puts everything together and who has to decide to take the risk to throw one of these things for us so we can come out and fly. And the gentleman who is responsible for this weekend is the president of the Fort Worth International Balloon Rodeo, also happens to be the owner of the hotel here. That's Don Henson, back in the back. Don, you want to say a few words?
That's what I hired you for.
Oh, okay. Also working with Don on his staff, I don't know if they're with us, is Judy and Larry Nicholson. Are they here or are they still downstairs?
They're working.
They're downstairs working. That's where they should be, I guess. The people who are going to help us keep control of crowds and parking and access in and out of the field and all that sort of thing are several of our constables. And the head honcho in charge of that group is the honorable man in the blue uniform with the gun on his side back there. That's Jack Allen. Any words of warning before we get started, Jack? Or
Well, all I can promise you is if you get thrown in jail, I may not be able to get you out, but I'll come stay with you.
Our local FAA representative, Mr. Larry Wilkinson. Larry's back in the back. Larry? And Larry, anything you'd like to say?
I'd just like to say have a safe event and come back next year. We'll be in the area all weekend. If you have any questions, problems, I'll be here.
Lady who's done an awful lot of work in generating volunteer help, which we all need for all these events to succeed, whether it be for some volunteer crew, for you pilots from out of town that need help, also people to help us with parking and other logistical problems, and our volunteer coordinator is Cindy Starr. It's my pleasure to introduce our balloon master, as the sign out there says. I think we lost something in the translation from German to English. We usually call him the balloon meister, and that's Mr. Dan Sherrill from Austin, Texas.
Thank you. I'll try to make this as brief as possible. We do have a number of things to cover. First thing I'd like to do is do a roll call. And as I do this roll call, we would like for you to tell us the name of your balloon so that Glenn can use that in his announcing this weekend.
Here, hot shot.
Craig and Edna Thompson.
For sale.
Balloons, one, wind less than 15 knots. That is correct, but we're not going to launch you in 15 knots, so don't worry about that. That's just to cover the whole spectrum.
On behalf of the City of Fort Worth, the Federal Aviation Administration and Meacham Airport, we'd like to welcome you to this first International Balloon Rodeo that we're holding on Meacham.
All out in here, it's all trade. It's going to be hard to get out of here.
We have our good Constable Allen's going to have security out here all night, and your car will be walking distance, but it's just going to be real hard if you want to come and go. But your balloon, your car, and everything will be inside the fence and be very secure. And we're going to have a band and a few beers.
My name is Ray Lasansky. I'm going to be giving you your weather updates. Right now we're having copies made out.
We'll pass this weather information out as it comes in. We're going to keep a real close watch on this, and we're going to know where this front is, how it's passing through.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Fort Worth International Balloon Rodeo. Coming up tonight, our balloon glow, which will be getting underway very shortly now. Our balloon meister has put the green flag in position, a signal to our pilots that they are free to inflate at their discretion. These balloons each stand about 5 to 7 stories tall, so it won't be very difficult for you to see them. They are, in fact, quite large. So that should not be a problem for you to see anything here this evening. As the sun goes down and gets behind the clouds and turns a little bit darker tonight, we'll light the balloons up like paper Chinese lanterns, and we hope that you'll enjoy the show we have planned for you this evening. Again, coming up tomorrow, we continue the International Balloon Rodeo with our two-grand competition, and then throughout the weekend, tomorrow afternoon, and again Sunday morning, other competitive flights, and we'll tell you about those as we call them. We have 30 brand new 1993 Chevrolets on display right up here along front of the hotel. So before you leave today, we do hope that you take a few moments to visit that display and maybe take a look at the new Corvette or the Camaros. To line the balloons up and spell out Fort Worth, at least from the air. I can assure you, you won't be able to tell that on the ground. But we're going to attempt to have the balloons inflated and spell out Fort Worth and have an aerial photographer taking pictures this evening as a way to kick off this first annual Fort Worth International Balloon Rodeo. To the city of Fort Worth and to all the officials here at Newsom Airfield, as well as, of course, the Federal Aviation Administration for all of their cooperation and efforts on our behalf in bringing this first annual Fort Worth International Balloon Rodeo to you. Again, tonight, our balloon glow is on the agenda. No flights, simply competitive balloons and put on display here to you get a close and personal look at. From San Antonio, Texas, the Coyote Balloon, the Coyote Tequila Balloon. That was Mr. Clotaire Castanet. We hope that you enjoyed the balloons that you saw this evening. We got about 35 of them, I think, standing up for the glow this evening. Our balloon glow cut a little short tonight by the reopening of the airport.
Phil Booth.
Here.
Dennis Bradford.
Here.
Donald Bow. All right, this morning is a T-Grad fly-in. If you didn't get your baggage when you came in, there's a table to the back there. Target location and launch site. Target location, right here. You must launch no less than 3 miles from the target. Fly 1,500 feet beyond the pole before landing. Any contact with the ground will be reason for disqualification from the contest. Any questions?
What about contact with the pole?
No.
Who is not assigned to a crew as a volunteer? Okay. Wait, we're going to beach him? I thought we were going to DFW.
Welcome to the Fort Worth International Balloon Rodeo. This morning, the event that we are flying for you is an event called a key grab. We're going to be getting underway here very shortly.
Right now, under mostly cloudy skies, winds are calm. The relative humidity 87%, it's 71 degrees at 7:05.
The object for our pilots this morning to take their balloons at least 3 miles away from this field, find a launch site, fly to the field, as they come past that flagpole, reach out and grab the brass ring. The pilot who does that will have won him or herself a brand new $15,000 Chevrolet truck from Hurriedly Chevrolet. And if that happens, we will then draw a name out of the hopper of all those spectators and others who have registered.
Although, that was like an 800 feet up there. Yeah, you lose your left, so. You can take a distance all the way. You can't go straight? What's the straight?
On 725 right now, and let's head on over to Meacham Field. Jim Rogers is there from WBAP News Center 820 for the first annual Fort Worth Balloon Rodeo. Jim, what's happening?
Al, you're not going to believe this. I'm speaking to you from the back of a pickup truck, one of the chase vehicles for one of the more than 70 balloons that are going to be soaring into the sky here in the North Fort Worth area. This is the first annual Fort Worth Balloon Rodeo, and this morning I have the honor and the privilege of starting the keys grab at Meacham Field. In the center of the field, on top of a 30-foot pole, is a 12-inch golden ring. Attached to that ring, the keys to a 1993 Chevrolet pickup truck that Hurriedly Chevrolet will give to the first balloonist to lift off this morning, get back to the field, and get close enough to grab that ring. The pilot, or the aeronaut as they're called, has to have both feet on the basket. They can't lean out. They can't have somebody holding their belt as they reach out to grab that ring. We're about ready to start. We're only about 20 seconds away from the start. And what a spectacular event it will be. It'll be a panoramic event this morning. If you are anywhere near North Fort Worth, anywhere near Meacham Field, keep your eye on the skies, because in addition to the rising sun, you're going to see nearly 70 rising balloons, the beautiful hot air balloons that will be soaring up and coming back to Meacham Field, trying to grab the keys to that 1993 Chevrolet pickup. All right, pilots, get ready to start your fans in 10 seconds. We're in the countdown right now. We're at 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Run in the back of a pickup truck.
2,
You ought to have some idea that
start your
nobody's starting
fans
to
and take those balloons. Start your burners. 70 balloons going into the sky north of Meacham Field in Fort Worth. And Hal, this is an absolutely exciting event. It'll be even more exciting when our balloon, which is the Sangria, out of Houston, Texas. The pilot is Jack Watson, and Jack will be taking me aloft, and we'll be going down to try and grab the ring at Meacham Field later this morning. So, balloonists, good luck to you all. Hal, back to you.
Thank you, Jim. Bet you never thought you'd be doing this from the back of a pickup truck, did you?
I've never done anything from the back of a pickup truck before. The back of an old Chevrolet, that's a different story.
Yeah. Well,
one of the bumper stickers on the back of these chase vehicles. Every one of the 70 balloonists has a chase vehicle. Obviously, you need the chase vehicle to get you out where you're going to launch from to get back to the field. But one of the bumper stickers on my chase vehicle says, "Balloonists, get it up with a little help from their friends."
We'll check back in with you, Jim. Thank you.
Right here.
I'll talk to you later, Al.
All righty. It's 7:27 from WBAP 820. Jim Ryan has news and information coming up next after Patsy Cline. Up on pieces.
Go back to the field and talk me in. You've flown before, but I need to brief you anyway.
Okay.
You can move around. With the wind today, I might tell you move.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you watch down toward the north end of the field now, you can see the first line of our competitors beginning to cross onto airport property. Some of the balloons there, as soon as we can eyeball their competitor numbers, we'll be able to tell you who they are. One of the balloons out there we know by visual signs. That's the Coyote Tequila balloon flown by Clotaire Castanet from San Antonio. The other pilots are all carrying numbers on their baskets, and as usually happens, those numbers are always on the side of the basket that's not facing the stage, so it makes it almost impossible.
Good. I know, but I gotta hop those power lines, which means I'm gonna get them too much right, so I need to get a little bit more left. But I also have to
miss the keys. There is a target X on the ground out there, and you'll want to watch for them to be throwing their competition markers. They are literally a small yellow bag filled with beans or sand or rice or something of that sort with a long yellow streamer attached. You'll be able to see them very easily, and if the pilots can't get the keys, they can still score competition points, leading toward $2,000 in prize money by throwing their marker at that X as they fly by. So right there kissing the Coyote, the orange and blue balloon, and that appears to be balloon number 62, and that would be Buzz Wills, and Buzz flies a balloon called Second Wind. And the brass ring, the object of his concentration. If he can't get the brass ring, then watch for the
get another left.
Quick check of the pilots behind him. There's a quick wave to the crowd. Got his hand out, getting ready for the keys. No. Just a few feet off. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause? There's the marker throw we were telling you about.
75 feet. 75 feet over the ground.
Okay, stand beyond the target and have the target in front of you, and then look to me and give me relations with all these other balloons, because I don't know where the pole is.
And there's a pilot who's DQ'd because he touched the ground. There's a marker throw, but I don't think that counts. We'll have to get a ruling on that from the judges. Now in the balloon number 12, this yellow balloon with the red, blue, green, and orange bands around the top and center is going to be the next one past the target. This is Gary Callahan.
Kids going to Chase. Come in, Chase.
This is Alan Howland and his balloon Rainbow Rider. Also missing the target wide to the right or to the left, depending on your perspective, I guess.
Target.
This is pilot number 55, ladies and gentlemen, and that is Greg and Edna Thompson. Again, a good example of the box wins here. This yellow balloon with the blue, green, red, and orange accents around the top and the bottom, lined up to make a second approach on the pole, but remember, it's one pass and one pass only. There's a yellow around the center with the blue, pink, and black accents around the top and the bottom. This is Grady Kane, a Fort Worth pilot, flying his balloon Raisin Cane 3. And the bright pink, yellow balloon rather, with the orange, green, pink, and teal sort of colors there, the diagonal accent. That balloon is called Kids Can Wait. By the way, flying the Kids Can Wait balloon, that yellow balloon with the pastel accents, is Jill Bizarro, getting airborne.
No, babe, if I don't catch the box, I'm going downtown Fort Worth is what I'm telling you.
In this red balloon with the blue and white checks in the center, this is pilot number 13. This is Bill Catron. Bill flies a balloon called Heated Affair in the red, white, and blue Liberty State Bank and Trust balloon. That is pilot number 64, and that would be John Purtle. Ladies and gentlemen, just crossing the target now again, pilot 39, Steve Lombardi, in the bright royal blue balloon. A nice job flying in from the south.
Watch his throw, because the wind's blowing that way, but he lands right in the middle. Yep,
oh, wow, that was a good...
And dropping right in behind him now, here comes Guy Gauthier in the Pepsi can. One of the special shape balloons that we have flying here this weekend. Meanwhile, coming in from the north, balloon number 43. That is Phil McNutt. And there goes Guy Gauthier's throw on the target. The yellow.
Watch the right of it again. Oh wait, he just threw, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, right in the middle of the runway.
As we continue with our Hudenberg Chevrolet key grab, again, the object is for some pilots to bring their balloon close enough to that target hole and reach out and grab the brass ring, taking home the big prize, a brand new Chevrolet truck. And if that happens, then we'll be drawing the name of a lucky winner from our spectators who have registered here for them to win also a brand new Chevrolet. So two. Stripes on it. That is Jim Weitzel, ladies and gentlemen, from Arlington, Texas, flying barometric pleasure. Also airborne is our, people like our unemployed balloonist this morning. This is Ed Covington. And pilot balloon number 18, the balloon that has the bright yellow, red, green, and I think blue on the other side with the gold and white bands around it. And Carpe Diem.
Can't seem to get lined up on it right. Somebody can still get it though. It's out there sticking squares.
Richard Green. Bill Booth, and this red balloon with the rainbow patterns on the round the top and bottom.
Rodeo! Don't give me any shit! I started in the parking lot. Did my grandma? I started. Yeah, come on. Wait a minute. We're going to see your drive over here. Hey! Okay, we're going down! That was the balloon.
I know, I got it.
You got like the whole... Woo! That coil is the power.
Wait.
No, another thing we're going to when I go over the whole town.
This one I keep Ready? Jump up and sit. 1, 2, 3, jump.
Push it up. Get it. Oh, it's on. Push it down. Okay, I got something else you guys can do.
Hey, Jill.
So you remember what my balloon looks like?
Okay? Yeah, I saw a scoring guy walk out and pick it up.
And he gave you an excellent score.
No, he gave me probably a pretty lousy score.
I'm with Don Henson, who is the organizer for the Fort Worth International Balloon Rodeo, and I would like him to tell us how he organized this event and a little bit about it.
My primary interest in the show was to give some of the public property back to the people that helped pay for it, and it's supported by taxes, and I would like to develop the airport into a community thing, and this was one way to begin. It makes it available to all walks of life for the weekend that they can afford, and it helps the community, and it helps the kids, and hopefully it'll help the business people.
I understand that you've got a great number of balloonists here for a first-time event.
We have 68, and I may be lying a little bit or a lot, but it's close to it.
That's wonderful for the first time.
And they're from New Mexico, Florida, Oklahoma, Mississippi. They're from 6 different states, I believe. In fact, 60% of all of them here are from out of town, which is a good thing.
Yes. And what about sponsors? How many sponsors do you have for the event?
Probably 8. Hoodyberg Chevrolet is the major sponsor, and we have 30 1993 models on display here this weekend, which was a real unusual event. The cars were very hard to get because they're just not all on the street yet. and we had dealers from all over this area viewing. We also had executives from the Chevrolet for this part of the country all come to view and see. And if we do, everybody helps and the community supports it, it can be a real fine, fun thing for the community.
You got some excellent front page coverage in the Fort Worth Star Telegram this morning.
Yeah, and it was favorable.
I know, that's great. What are your future plans for the event?
Well, hopefully with the support I'm getting, we'll do it every year. Probably move it to Labor Day weekend from here on out, so if it does grow, it'll be at the minimum inconvenience to the other tenants on the airport because they're closed that day.
Well, thank you very much, and good luck with it. I think you've got a wonderful event.
Well, tell everybody welcome to Fort Worth and come see us next year.
Thank you.
Still 17.
I'm panning.
We're going to do a hare and hound. Coyote Tequila is the hare balloon. You should be able to see it. It's big green. It'll be the first balloon off. The hare launch time between 5:30 and 6 o'clock. The hounds will be able to cold inflate and hot inflate when the green flag goes up at signals point.
I apologize. If there's any way I can help you or advise you on individual complaints, I'll be glad to take it up in private, not in public.
Conditions in the field out there, 10,000 scattered, estimated ceiling 25,000 broken, visibility 10, temperature 89, dew point 71. Winds.
Gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the Fort Worth International Balloon Rodeo. We are about to get underway with a hare and hound competition. Our hare balloon, the coyote balloon, has already left the field. By the way, are competing for $2,000 in cash prizes. If you were with us this morning, you know that we flew our key grab event where we had a brand new Chevy truck up for grabs, but unfortunately no one got the key. In the course of this hare and hound event, the hare balloon is now away, and what you'll be seeing now, all of the other balloons competing, there are 65 of them registered here this weekend, will begin to inflate their balloons and go off in chase of the hare. The purpose or the object of them is to chase the coyote through the sky. As they fly by, the coyote, once it lands, will lay out a target. It looks very much like a large, well it is, it's a big X on the ground. And ladies and gentlemen, our first balloon off in chase of the hare this evening is pilot number 21. How about a nice Fort Worth welcome to Sam Edwards from Houston, Texas, in the balloon with the orange, blue, and yellow zigzag pattern right here in front. Out there in the field, you can also see the official state of Texas balloon. Red with the white letters Texas, and on the sides of the balloons you may be able to see the official seal of the state of Texas. That balloon commissioned by the Texas State Legislature as a goodwill ambassador for the state. And around the sides of the balloon, also the 6 flags that have flown over the state of Texas in its long and glorious history. And the Pepsi can is airborne now. In the red, white, and blue Pepsi, as we told you, looks like a flying soda can. The Pepsi, what we call a special shaped balloon, and there are quite a few of those. If you have a habit of seeing balloon races around the country, you know that all sorts of things go flying through the air. There are dinosaurs, polar bears, soda cans, whiskey bottles, champagne bottles, tractors, just about everything but the kitchen sink. Now in balloon number 15, the light blue balloon with the burgundy stripes around it. This is Paul Clinton. Just going airborne now, the red, white, and blue Liberty State Bank and Trust balloon. This is John Pirtle. This is Will LaPointe in the balloon called Pita. Also getting airborne now in the red, white, and blue Remax balloon. This is Mr. Richard Phillip from Houston, Texas. Pilot number 59 is airborne as well. The bright yellow balloon with the rainbow stripes on it.
That is Jim Weitzel, ladies and gentlemen, from Arlington, Texas, flying barometric pleasure.
And if I need to move, don't hesitate. Just push me to one side.
Green balloon. Just coming out of the center of the field, that is Cherry O'Wally. Takes a while to get all 65 of them in the air.
Correction, that was
To the center of the field now, Bubbles Beard and her, what was that name? Bubbles. Was built by its pilot, Jim Johnson, from Garland, Texas. Jim, one of our senior aeronauts flying here.
The hair's going down.
Texas in the MJ Designs balloon, bright yellow with the black logos around the center. Flying a balloon called a squirrel. Don't ask me why, but that's what he said the name of it is. Also, ladies and gentlemen, as you make your way home this evening, please drive carefully on the way home. Remember that we'll be back here flying the balloons again tomorrow morning, our final competition.
Pardon me. Would you happen to have any Grey Poupon? Hi.
Roger, thank you.
I don't recall this.
Have you found the intersection yet?
I believe we're just now getting there, but
It's going to throw you this way, so lean into it. Hold on. Get each bit. I don't know. Okay, one screen. Afraid of it? Does it look like green?
Craig and Edna Thompson.
Here.
Choya Walling.
Here.
Jack Watson.
Here.
Cheryl White. Jim Whitesell. Okay. Before we get started, I want to apologize for the premature launch last night. We forgot to tell you pilots that the new rule was that the hare balloon would launch prior to the pilots leaving the pilot briefing. Anyway, it was a misunderstanding, and I truly apologize for that. The buck does stop here. But the flight went well. Some of the pilots that took off early scored, and some of the last pilots to launch from the field here scored also. So there was steerage, and that's kind of the way it goes in ballooning sometimes. This morning, hare and hound, coyote, tequila will be the... we've got a rope tied to him back here, and we're not going to let him leave the room until we leave.
Please give us the courtesy of not running your chase crew through our scoring area. We'll try to work with you, try to work you around the scoring area. We have bags on the ground. We have people out there. Just help us.
If you want to make it to Canada, at 3,000 is 230 at 30, 6,000, 230 at 25.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Fort Worth International Balloon Rodeo. We expect to be flying the balloons here just momentarily. Well, not momentarily, but within a few minutes anyway. Launch time this morning is expected to be about 7:30. We have to wait.
Okay, thank you.
Our air balloon this morning, if we fly that competition, is going to be
We're looking.
Well, I'm just real glad that we were able to get up yesterday twice.
Not what we'd like to see for a good safety. Operating under yellow flag, a pilot discretion flight. The task has been canceled, but you are free to fly at your discretion. Again, you may cold inflate at will. You must have launch director approval to hot inflate and launch director approval to launch.
first. Pilots know that with the gasoline-powered fan. Once the Coyote decreasing balloon, air pilots are on their test today from San Antonio, Texas.
What do you think about the weather, Ray?
Hey, it's windy right now.
Hot. So you're not flying, huh?
No.
I don't blame you.
I've made my decision.
All right. Thank
Have
you.
a good flight, Clotaire.
Y'all's decision is?
Taking a nap and getting on the road.
What would happen if I stayed there?
They have those available for them as well. So you might want to visit with their booth on your way out this morning. Again, thank you very much for coming this morning. Our apologies that we couldn't fly the entire scheduled competition, but safety above all is always our number one concern. I'm sure that many of you are aware of the accidents that we've had here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in the last few weeks. And we don't want to begin at 30 knots this morning, and that's just not conducive to good, safe ballooning. We appreciate your coming out.
Once again, we want to be sure that we express our appreciation to the FAA for their cooperation in putting on this weekend's event, and also to the folks here at Meacham Field. And I know he's down there somewhere. I saw him a few moments ago. Don Hanson, again, the president of Fort Worth International Balloon Rodeo, and of course the owner of the Sandpiper, the gentleman who put all the effort into bringing us here this weekend. Don, where are you at? Right. And with that, my thanks to all of you for flying well this weekend. You put on a nice show over the weekend, and it's disappointing that we couldn't do the flight this morning. But I think all of you who made the decision to stay on the ground made the right decision as far as you're concerned. We certainly understand that. As you know, we're paying money to the top 5 places, $2,000. And Dan has the checks in hand here. So without a lot of further ado, in 5th place, Cheryl White, who is rapidly running over here.
Hi, Dan.
Rapidly running. And that's, how much was that for, Dan? $150 for 5th place. In 4th place, with a total of 1,694 points, Phil McNutt.
Bringing money to Austin, huh? Yeah, thanks a lot. All right.
Congratulations, Phil. In 3rd place, with a total of 1,727 points, Ed Covington. Unbeknownst to... Hush! Unbeknownst to Ed, we've made arrangements to donate his prize money to the local food locker. In 2nd place, the father and daughter act, 1,777 points, $450 to Sam Edwards. We're slamming Sammy.
Thank you, Danny. Appreciate it.
All right.
Congratulations, Sam. And with a total of 1,858 points, in 1st place, which is good for $800, and part of that can no doubt replace the compass that he lost this weekend, from Austin, Texas, Nick Stanko.
Way to go, Nick. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Nick. Nick did that not even flying his own balloon here this weekend. He's flying somebody else's balloon. Dan, do you have any final words? Ray? Ladies and gentlemen, short and brief and to the point. That wraps us up, I think, for the weekend. Again, my thanks for a great job of flying that you all did. It's a pleasure to see you all again. I hope I'll see many of you next weekend in Plano. Once again, thanks to Don Hanson for having the guts to go out and try to put on an event like this for the weekend.
I started off Saturday morning to fly into the field with the keys here, and it took me forever, I think, to get off the ground. We went to about 6 different locations to take off from. Finally, it was getting late, and I said, we got to pick something, let's go. We picked a spot that wasn't too bad. We got in at about 9-10 feet off the target. Saturday morning wasn't bad. It got us like 3rd spot. Keys maybe about 4 feet out. We couldn't grab them. Yesterday evening, my goal was yesterday evening was just to score. All I wanted to do was get a single score out of the deal. And in fact, the drop that I had yesterday was from about 2,000 feet. I hate drops from way up there because by the time they get down to the ground, they've moved so far you don't know where they're going to land. I was just out on the outer perimeter, but I made it actually within the target like 270 feet. This morning, I knew this morning before flying I had to still be on the target to keep everybody off of me. I guess the luck of the draw, unfortunately because of the winds, threw this morning's task out, and I really didn't know if I had first or not.
This is Guy Yokia, and he is flying the Pepsi balloon this morning, and he flew in rather windy conditions, and what can you tell us about it?
Well, it was rather speedy, and I knew it was going to be. I took 2 young guys with me because I knew we were going to do a rather long drag landing, which we did, about 150 foot of drag. But there was plenty of big pastures out there, and I knew they were there, so not a problem.
Good morning, then.
Oh, it was a nice morning. It was fast enough that you sure didn't get bored with anything. You moved right along.
How was the event overall, did you think?
Well, very good. You know,
Okay.
it's first year event. There's some procedural things that they'll change, and it'll get better, but overall it was a good event.
All right.